Hi, I'm Lou, another episode of My Car Story, and today we're at the Klairmont Collection, a private museum, Klairmont with a K, Collections with a K. And I'm here with my buddy Andrew Vogel.
Nice to see you, Lou.
Vice President of Sales and Marketing. He knows the cars, and he's allowing us the privilege to come on in and video these cars. So Andrew, there's always something around the corner. This is one of those around the corner cars, because how many cars do you have? Tell us a little background.
Yeah, so Klairmont Kollections is about 305 or so cars, over 300.
Yeah.
It changes so often it's difficult to keep track of it, frankly, because we're always adding to the collection. So we're in about 100,000 square feet on 2 floors in the city of Chicago. Nobody knows we're here, but because Lou's here, you get a chance to see some of these amazing cars, and we'll do them one by one for you so you can get a better handle on it. But if you want to see some other photographs of cars and things on the website, ClairmontKollections.org, 2 Ks there, Klairmont and Kollections, both Ks. And you'll be able to see quite a bit more. And you can reach out to us if you're so inclined. You can send an email, and we'll do private groups, corporate events, charity events here at the museum, just not open to the public. So for today, though, what we're going to see is a car that I bet you've never seen, and maybe never even heard of.
Seen it.
All right, yeah, Lou's like, what is this? I've never seen this thing. He's thinking,
I've seen cars and I haven't seen these.
right, so Lou said to me, is this a recreation of something? Is this somebody's idea? Well, it was somebody's idea, all right, but it was somebody's idea in 1934 by Mr. Robert Hupp, H-U-P-P. It's a Hupmobile, was his car. He and his brother started this company to make cars back in 1908, and they were incredibly successful, way ahead of their time. In some respects, kind of like Mr. Tucker was in his day.
Yeah.
Some really wild things in the day. When you think 1934, when you see some of the features of this car, it's very strange for 1934. Anyway, they were great cars. They built a fair number of them, the 20s for sure. 1920s, they're very popular cars. In the 30s, they started to get ahead of themselves a little bit, and they had issues internally with the company. And then the Depression hit, boom, in 1932, 33, they were really struggling financially. 34, 5, 6 was about the end of it. Not truly, I suppose, because they didn't close the doors till 1940. But in the process, this was sort of the peak of the car. Right here, we're going to see, I'm pointing behind me because we're blocking it from you, so you can't see it yet. But in mere moments, here you go. Let's take a look at a 1934 Hupmobile sedan.
Time for the thrill to be here. Ashley, thank you so much. And this is one of these cars that's tucked in the corner. And look at this beauty.
We try not to have too many corners here in the museum, but there are always a few. And with so many cars on site, it's difficult to have everyone in the spotlight every day. But this one deserves the kind of attention we're giving it today. So
look at that. Look at the headlight. In the 30s, the headlights were separate entities. And look at the headlights and the configuration and all the aero styling.
Well, even the grille. Take that side shot.
Look at this side. I mean, there's a car in the background for perspective, and that's just going straight back. That's not like Lou has the camera angled. And let me even give you an overall side shot of this car. I mean, from the doors, the curves there, and the way the doors open, that is fantastic. Andrew, open that door if you would, please. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Look at this. How it has that angle to it to get in. And look at the door this way. Maybe that's a better way to look at it.
Well, of course, what we have to note as well.
That's a massive door. You're a pretty big guy.
Well, it is a pretty big door. And, it's nice to see the front doors open this way because it makes getting in and out of the front so much easier.
Yeah. Just want to show you the roof on this car and the way the windshield is these angles and a very flat rake.
Unusual 3-piece design for the windshield.
Yeah.
It was never done like that.
And I mean, this is a big padded seat. Usually cars were a little tighter in this time frame. And I just want to give you, oh, that's great. I hope people heard that noise when I got in. That was a great sound. Look at the gauging. And that's great. Look at that.
So this car, a previous owner of this car, actually drove this car in the Great Race.
Look at that.
You can learn more about the Great Race if you go to www.greatrace.com. But it's a terrific race of vintage automobiles. And I'm losing track. I can't remember exactly where the race goes, but it's a big deal for the people in the vintage world.
We're going to show you under the hood for a second. Let me show you the back of this car. What a neat view. There's your great race. You're not missing what kind of car it is. Really, a Continental kit now looks like that, where they have the rim right there.
Well, and of course, you know, in 1934, manufacturers were still building cars with spare wheels and tires on the front fenders, just in front of the running boards, right? That was the standard configuration. It's what you did. You had a big stand-up engine bay, you had separate headlights, and you had the two wheels and tires mounted to the front fenders.
Right.
Well, not in this case, and that's what's so dramatic. And you know, we look at this car, and you can kind of you gloss over it because you don't realize.
You think it's something from the late 40s.
It looks like late 40s for sure. Right.
Look at the angle on that door.
So and here's our trunk. You know, we open this up and you had a little trunk space, but the spare tire was built into the trunk lid.
Look at that. Wow. Cool. Let's open the hood. Now watch this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, why I'm giving you this angle.
Right, and so here's the other thing, is we see these headlights built in to the bodywork here, and then the hood conformed to the shape of the headlights, which is a radical idea for 1934. It just didn't happen like this.
So watch this. Here's your handle. It opens up, and look at the way that opens right over the hood ornament.
It's phenomenal. And then, of course, this was a new idea too. Instead of the hood folding on top of the other side, even though we're still opening two sides of the hood separately, you can now hold it open this way.
Let's open the other side, because we can do that in this one.
Sure.
While we're doing that, get this side. Look at that. And look at this wonderful kind of...
Looks like it's in flight, doesn't it?
It looks like a bat coming at you. Wow, that's really cool. That looks almost like ceramic or something.
It does.
Move in on that. Little piece of history there for folks.
So, and remember, we're looking at this car, and there were only 6 more years left in Hupmobile, and it went away before the war, before Second World War started.
Let's put that back down. Get the overall feel of this car. What an education. Just of the different cars that we have here. Mr. Klairmont always just blessed us to view these cars in one location. Real car enthusiast. Okay, well, we have you come on this side. Andrew, stand right next to the Hupmobile.
Yeah, here we are.
Andrew, thanks again for letting us crawl around in the back and see these unique vehicles. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
You bet, Lou. Great to see you always.